Okay. Hello, we are Enactus Cardiff. This year, we've made a fruitful impact in our community by identifying our beneficiaries, conducting a needs assessment, and discovering resources that we require to make our project well rounded. New Roots has been our most impactful project yet. We identified our beneficiaries as the asylum seekers and refugees in Cardiff and Newport. While conducting our needs assessment, we found that the refugee seekers and the asylum seekers, were living in strict financial conditions on only £35 a week or £5 a day. We found that most, if not all, of these asylum seekers found difficulties in finding work, and some even had ideas for their own businesses but were unsure about the process to get started. This is why we thought to partner with a business school as they would be helpful given the aspect of entrepreneurship. With our university advisor, Tim, we successfully ran a 9-week module. Student volunteers, part of Enactus, and asylum seekers were divided into 3 groups. And over the course of the 9 weeks, we developed projects. And we did this by first identifying a problem that we wished to solve, discovering resources that we would require to make the project successful, and finally presenting our ideas at the end of the module. The module aims to enable the beneficiaries with vital entrepreneurial skills so that the participants can find themselves to be more independent and employable. We are proud of a high retention rate. We had 12 members at the beginning, and 8 of the beneficiaries stayed till the end.
The task given during the project was that we had to find a problem in our daily lives in order to establish a basis on formulating a business idea. That's where our diversity came in use, as some of us, such as myself and my teammate Helena, found ourselves talking about first world problems such as issues with landlords or problems faced with racism. While on the other hand, our members Amira and Jacinta found themselves unable to upgrade themselves with vital skills due to the lack of resources. It was a huge reality check for us as we understood that we came from a really privileged part of life, and that prompted the idea of skill cross, which is one of the business ideas that Group One had, which aims to match people based on skills that they wish to exchange. For example, Amira is not really skilled in English, but she's really talented when it comes to culinary. While on the other hand, Jacinta, who is skilled in nail art and speaks English really well, but does not cook really well. So this platform allows them to exchange skills simultaneously and learn more and develop their skill set. Um, on the other hand, Group Two's idea was to make Cardiff University into a sanctuary school that provides the asylum seekers and gives them additional support in language skills, skill development, higher education, and employability. We're currently in contact with the Vice Chancellor, and we're further exploring options. And lastly, but not the least, something that the members of Enactus and the asylum seekers bonded over was the fact that we all had to be conscious spending habits due to the fact that we are students, and we are dependent on a very limited budget. Annie, a group member of the module, discussed the limited financial resources of refugee seekers. This was the motivation behind Group Three's ideas, which was to create an interactive website called Penny Smart, by which asylum seekers and students can put up recipes with cost effective and easily sourced ingredients to ensure healthy, cost effective eating. Key tips on how to save money, like the best bargains and tutorials on how to use appliances, would be shared on the website to ensure healthy eating. It's currently a prototype, but we aim to polish the website and increase its awareness by circulating it in student unions and and communities that find it really hard to budget. And we're hoping that it would be live at the beginning of the next academic year.
We identified a need, and the need is cheap food or where to source it from. And why we say cheap food is because asylum seekers survive on £5.
Yeah, there are a lot of problems related to the isolation of to the in the community facing new arrival in the UK.
Scarce growth. This how we speak about solution.
This platform, which is our solution to their problem, is that we match you with a potential skill provider, and you can be a skill seeker. And then through Skill Cross, it's a database management service where we match. And asylum seekers and refugees that were involved in the program found that the program was really useful, and we can safely say that they were absolutely engaged and found the module really interesting. The program opened doors for them and helped them into tap into the generous resources provided by Cardiff Business School, such as support from our academic advisor Tim Edwards. Their skill set was later developed after this, as we understand from Annie's testimony, that she learned more about technology while setting up the website with Manvi. And seeing students making time from the hectic schedule and making the commitment to the project motivated them to be a part of the module and invest their time into it.
At the end of our module, we thought of conducting a survey so as to see were we able to bring about the change that we wished for and also to get a feedback from our participants. As we can see in our figure 1, that we went for a comparative study of before and after effects of the developments which were brought in to consider how much the module was able to guide them. In figure 1, we can see the evident change in the response. Most of the seekers found it life-changing. Furthermore, we asked them what was more important and what motivated them to stay in the module till the end. So we can see that self-development was one of the most important goal for most of our participants. The reason being they came from different parts of the world with their own life experiences and learnings. All they needed was someone to polish them and show them guidance so as to settle in life and face the difficulties that they are facing right now. They also mentioned that Enactus was also a good platform for them to build their own small network so as to bring about a bigger change in their own communities.
From the survey carried out, we also created a word map from the open response questions. So the size of the words on the word map represent how large the theme was within the sample we asked. As we can see, developing ideas and building networks were amongst the most common themes found in the open response questions. They also found that making friends and helping the community were also significant. The asylum seekers all had really impressive ideas during the New Routes sessions. And so meeting with us and helping them build networks and relationships with both us, the Enactus students, and Tim, the university advisor, part of the business school faculty, was helpful to bring their ideas to life. Not only was this important for the duration of the New Routes project, but also for after the project has ended. We aim to keep in contact with the asylum seekers to develop their ideas further and also to develop any new ideas. For example, one of the asylum seekers, Haas, had an idea to start his own restaurant in a van, and through making connections with both us and Tim, we hope that we can help Haas with the market research and trying and testing his idea in order for him to eventually set it up and for his idea to become a reality. As New Routes has now come to an end until next year, we've started a similar project with working with another vulnerable group within the community, which is the Homelessness Legacy Cup. We had our first meeting a few weeks ago where we played icebreakers and had some discussions about projects for this semester. We currently have 3 beneficiaries and have already started making folders for their upcoming projects. And we've also had a session with another business school faculty member who ran a session for the beneficiaries on behavioural finance.
So Enactus at Cardiff University is funded through the Candle Company, which is our commercial project. This was an initiative to produce sustainable candles which are handmade by student volunteers from Enactus and are completely vegan and sustainable, as we made sure to use soy wax and recycled coffee grounds that we've sourced from local coffee shops. We've also made sure to use a wooden wick, as a study conducted earlier on in the project found that it is more sustainable over using thread. We're very proud to have successfully produced 104 candles and have sold over half of these. We're in contact with the Cardiff University Mental Health Service to extend this project to a place where students can come to help make candles themselves, as we found this to be a very therapeutic process. At the moment, we are also in contact with 2 local businesses, Big Moose and Ripple, with the aim of selling our candles in the near future so we can expand this project. Another project that we've been working on alongside New Roots is TEENY. This stands for Our Home in Welsh. We identified the issue of fuel poverty in the local town of Grangetown. This looks into providing the beneficiaries in Grangetown with energy efficient technologies that are both sustainable and will make energy more affordable for their citizens. We finished the research stage of the project and we are now in the process of being in contact with the local council to develop this project further, as they've previously worked with fuel poverty, and so they can help us with implementing a trial run of these technologies in the beginning of the next academic year. And finally, we hope to expand our team towards the end of this year and at the beginning of the next academic year. This year, we've really been focusing on growing our team and have made a constant effort in recruiting members throughout the year and have added multiple recruitment drives over the past year. For example, in the past year, we have grown from 2 members to 2 members after almost being dissolved last year. We've made sure to put an immense amount of efforts to build our team, and we will continue doing so to make sure that our social impact within our community is as much as possible.
Thank you so much for your time. We've enjoyed working on our projects this year and believe that we have made a fruitful impact.